We are here to help you navigate all of the changing information about going back to school. Coming up tonight, we break down what you need to know about some of the school districts around our region.
Our air quality has improved slightly, looking for even better air quality over the weekend. We're tracking some rain. Your forecast is next.
And Virtual Blooms Day has a big announcement to make just ahead of this year's event. See it first right here on KREM 2.
Well, the smoke is not clear yet, but the air quality is improving. Just take a look at what it looked like over the weekend on the left-hand side of your screen right there. The video on the left was taken last Saturday when the smoke moved into the city. Saturday's AQI levels hit 499, well into that hazardous category. The scale, in fact, tops out at 500. Well, today, as you can see, much better. Spokane County still in the unhealthy range as levels have dipped down to 166 at last check. Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
Welcome everyone. I'm Whitney Ward. So yeah, you think about where we were, it's obviously a huge improvement. Still not great though. So we want to turn right to Tom Sherry to see when we might actually finally see the smoke clearing out, because I know this is a beautiful time of year. We want to get outside.
We do, but we've gone from almost 500 on Sunday to now, as you mentioned, we have current air quality index now is in the mid 160s, 166. We're in the unhealthy range, but it's the very low end of the unhealthy range. And so we're seeing slightly but surely improving air quality, and we're looking for the air to get much better as we get into Friday night and the weekend. 76 right now. It's not much of a breeze, but it's coming from the right direction out of the east at 3 miles per hour. I think that has something to do with our better air quality, but we'll still continue with smoky skies with an overnight low of 55. Should get up to 80 degrees on Friday. Rain develops Friday night, isolated thunderstorms. I'm looking for better air quality on Saturday and more rain at times on Saturday. 71 degrees the expected high. Should be mostly dry on Sunday and a high of 72. I'll check your complete 7-day outlook coming up in a few minutes.
Sounds good, Tom. Thank you very much. Coeur d'Alene students are back in the classroom now. This week marks the first week of the district's blended learning model. That means students split days between the classroom and at home.
So this comes as one school has already reported at least one confirmed coronavirus case, and we will have more on that in a moment. First, though, KREM 2's Taylor Vito gives us a look at some of the changes teachers are dealing with.
Well, for about half of the students here at Dalton Elementary, their first day was earlier this week, and for the other half, their first day of school is today. And so far, everyone says it's been working out.
Always exciting.
It's been a little quiet in the library at Dalton Elementary. Too quiet, in fact, and you can blame COVID-19 for that.
I've been waiting for this since the day that we found out we couldn't go to school anymore.
Fortunately, library manager Sheila Fuchs is ready. To accommodate social distancing, kids aren't coming to the library. So Mrs. Fuchs is bringing the library to them, classroom to classroom.
That's a challenge, but it's totally fine because the kids are here.
So I want you to look at that problem and think, okay.
CDA schools kicked off the year with a blended learning model. Students with last names starting with the first half of the alphabet are attending on Monday and Tuesday. The other half are Thursday through Friday. And there's online learning on the other days. Dalton Elementary is also using fun messages like this one to remind kids to wear face masks. But students do get mask breaks throughout the day. They take place either outside or in larger, more open rooms where kids can spread out.
It's been hard for a few kids, but we've tried to teach them just the reason why we do wear our masks.
Already, coronavirus has reared its ugly head at a Coeur d'Alene school. The district on Wednesday announced that someone associated with Skyway Elementary tested positive for the virus. They didn't say if it was a student or staff member, though. Either way, 24 people from the school are now quarantining.
See if you can do some thinking to yourself.
Back at Dalton Elementary, teachers said they're taking the precautions seriously, but are also overjoyed to have kids back in the classroom.
We're working hard to make this just as seamless as possible. We're spending our time just trying to make it easy for you to manage.
And the staff here is like my family, so I was missing out on a whole bunch of really love.
On Monday, Coeur d'Alene School Board will be meeting to discuss their current operating level. They'll also be looking at new data from the health district. However, it's not clear at this point if any firm decisions will be made during that meeting. In Dalton Gardens, Taylor Vito, KREM 2 News.
So right now we know the Meade School District has once again canceled in-person classes for tomorrow. That means all classes are canceled for hybrid and fully remote students. The district says they will hold in-person or fully remote on Monday, September 21st, regardless of the air conditions outside. For more information on these school closures, just text the word closures to 509-448-2000. We'll send you a link right to your phone.
So because of that news, families in the Meade district are still waiting for the first day of school.
Yeah, last month the school board voted to give parents an option of either returning to the classroom or learning virtually. And as KREM 2's Brandon Jones explains, it has caused some setbacks.
The Meade School District was prepared to have in-person learning and virtual learning beginning at the start of this week, but that was before wildfire smoke tossed everything off balance.
You know, when we got the call Sunday night that there wasn't going to be school in the morning, everybody was super bummed, but we understand. I mean, these are things that we cannot control.
A spokesperson for the Meade School District says classes will start Monday at the latest, but it may not be in person. The district was prepared for the hybrid model to start this week. They weren't prepared for all students to do class virtually. Hazardous air quality meant pushing back the first day of school. And in the meantime, schools are handing out materials so all students are prepared for remote learning if necessary. That includes Chromebooks going out to all students this week.
You know, if school doesn't start tomorrow because of the smoke, that's okay. We will be ready to go on Monday.
The district handed out 7,000 laptops. One of the pickup locations was at Prairie View Elementary. Parents like Jessica Folsom arrived at the school where a faculty member would bring out their child's computer. Even if school does start virtually, the district plans to return to the hybrid and in-person classes at some point this year.
My girls are excited. The Meade School District is prepared. You know, they have everybody wearing masks, washing hands, the hand sanitizer. I feel safe sending my kids back to school.
For students with limited access to the internet, Meade is offering hotspot options students can use during school hours. From Spokane, Brandon T. Jones, KREM 2 News.
So after reopening for in-person instruction, a growing number of schools across the inland Northwest are starting to report coronavirus cases. So here's what we know as of tonight. There is a 7th grader student at Deer Park Middle School that has tested positive for COVID-19. That student experienced symptoms over the weekend. The district superintendent says that student contracted the virus outside of the school system. All quarantine precautions, though, and cleaning procedures are being followed, according to a message on the school's website. Also, Lakeland Junior High has reported another COVID-19 case among a student or a staff member. Close contacts will now be notified by either a school nurse or by Panhandle Health. The person who tested positive also will not return to school until their contagious period has passed. 24 people are in quarantine after a positive case at Skyway Elementary School in Coeur d'Alene. We don't know if this is a student or a staff member. 13 students, though, and 11 staff members were in close contact with that person. District leaders say the school is open today, though, after cleaning. And 2 students at Bonners Ferry High School have also tested positive for this virus. Those students have been asked to stay at home and self-quarantine. The district also said it is conducting contact tracing for individuals who had close contact with those students.
New at 5 tonight, a Coeur d'Alene pastor who contracted the coronavirus after hosting in-person services is giving an update on his health now. Pastor Paul Van Noy with the Candlelight Christian Fellowship previously allowed church members to attend services without masks, despite masks being mandated in Kootenai County. On Monday, a message posted to the church website said that he and his wife Brenda both contracted the virus. Van Noy says he had been in the ICU unit at Kootenai Health for 11 days while his wife is showing signs of improvement. Candlelight continues to hold in-person services, including an option to web stream. Governor Jay Inslee today opened his press conference with an apology. Last week, when he toured towns devastated by wildfires, including Malden, he brought with him apples from his home as a gesture of goodwill. But turns out those apples were filled with maggot larvae, a dangerous pest for the important crop. That's why it's against state law to bring apples from some counties into others.
Obviously, we regret that mistake, and we hope people's awareness of this situation is raised by this. It is in that spirit that moved us in the first place. We'll be making contributions to local food banks in 3 counties.
So even though he rather technically broke the law, people are usually warned before being fined, and that's what's happening in this case. Local pest managers told KREM 2 last night that most of those rotten apples had been recovered.
So we've heard of a coronavirus quarantine, but what exactly is that apple maggot quarantine here in Washington? We want to go over those specifics. The Washington State Department of Agriculture says the whole idea is simply to stop the spread of the apple maggots into pest-free areas of the state. So according to state law, it's illegal to move any homegrown fruit from a quarantined area into or through a pest-free area. These are the fruits that are under quarantine: all fresh fruit apples, crab apples, hawthorns, plums, prunes, and quinces. Cherries and pears are also included, except for commercially grown fruit. Most of Western Washington is under that apple maggot quarantine. So if you'd like to see a map of the apple quarantine areas, just go to our website, KREM.com.